And guess what? I hate to jump to conclusions here. I know we're only 2 weeks in, but the truth about this Colorado football team and Deion Sanders, it's already coming out. When I heard all that and I saw everybody saying that on Twitter, I was like, maybe we need to flip the script here. We're only 2 weeks into the college football season, and there's already a lot of intriguing and interesting topics going on. But however, the most intriguing topic is, and you already know, the Colorado Buffaloes, at least in my humble opinion. And there's also a lot of chaos going on. Bama lost, that's rare. You got the Mel Tugger situation, which, by the way, if you don't know what's going on there, go check out the previous video. You got a bunch of SEC teams, they're losing games, and they're not looking impressive. It's just been a weird start, to say the least. But if you've been keeping up with college football as much as myself, you would know this. With college football, you got to expect the unexpected. That's one thing that's always going to hold true about college football. You never know what's going to happen week in and week out. Getting back on track here, though, with all the craziness going on in the college football world, what we're going to talk about and focus on in today's video is Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. And guess what? I hate to jump to conclusions here. I know we're only 2 weeks in, but the truth about this Colorado football team and Deion Sanders, it's already coming out. Is this premature to say? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. I don't think it is. Obviously, I don't think it is. I'm making the video on it. I'm going to assume a lot of you have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's fine. Just watch this video all the way through and you'll see. So as most of you know, or maybe you don't know, on Sundays, that's when we do our recaps. We recap all the games, talk about the big ones, and just everything that happened in college football on Saturday. However, I stated in the recap, and y'all know this, the Colorado football team, they get their own separate preview video and their own separate recap video. What about that? You want to talk about getting some special treatment? This is it right here. I've never given a team its own separate day and own separate video for a preview and a recap. I don't even do that for my team in Alabama, but I'm doing it for Colorado because they're so important and everybody can't get enough of them. And I told y'all heading into the season, I was looking forward to watching Colorado play more than Alabama, my team. I've said it before, I'm going to say it 10,000 more times. I can't get enough of the Deion show. I can't turn it off. It's must-see TV. And I told you guys in the Sunday recap, I will talk about this Nebraska-Colorado game in a different video, and here we are. We're going to talk a little bit about that game. I personally don't think there's too much to say about it because you blew them out. What we're going to talk about in this video and what we're going to focus on is what this team has done the past couple of weeks. So we're going to do just that. And oh yeah, by the way, on one of the previous Colorado videos, I said, hey, let's see how many new subscribers we can gain from this video. And I'll tell you in the next one, and we gained over 500. 500 subscribers. Can't thank you guys enough for all the support, but hey, why not? Let's try it again on this video. If you're new to the channel or simply not subscribed, consider subscribing. And however many subscribers we get on this video, I'll tell you in the next one. We're on the road to 300K. We're in the final push. We're less than 10,000 away, so consider helping us get there. It'd be much appreciated. And as always, if you don't want to subscribe, don't worry. It's not a big deal. All right, Matt, blah, blah. Shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Hold on. Before we get into this video, real quick, we had a very kind gesture on one of the previous Coach Prime videos from one of our viewers. My man super chatted $10 and said, don't care much about sports to fully commit nowadays, but your passion has kept me tapped in for years now. Here's my appreciation. First things first, I want to say this. I appreciate all the support over the many years, and also I'm glad you enjoy the videos as much as I enjoy making them. It's just really nice to be a part of a community of people that also love sports as much as me, myself, and I. That's all I know to say. Thanks for watching, and hope you will continue to watch for many years to come. And as far as it goes for a $10 donation, dude, I can't thank you enough for that either. That's just going to get reinvested back into the channel with cameras, video equipment, microphones, etc., etc. You know, all that nerdy stuff. I did want to bring that up, though. Much appreciated. Thank you again. And also, you know what? Why don't we read off a couple of comments on the previous Coach Prime video? Because in the off season, I think you guys like when we did that. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't like when we read off comments. Let me know in the comment section. Do you want to get back to doing that or not? We'll read off a couple real quick, and then we'll get to the main topic. This person said, Deion is the only coach I know of that could make a program like Colorado relevant. It's crazy the turnaround Deion has made for a program that has historically been irrelevant until now. They proved me wrong. They're better than I thought they'd be, and I'm in the same boat as you. I made this astronomically clear. I thought they'd be good in year 2, not year 1. It is absurd what Coach Prime is doing. We'll read off 2 more comments here because I really want to get to what we need to talk about. Mike said, we owe Bucky, which is Well Off Media, Reach the People Media, and the pregame show a lot of praise as well. For me, the behind the scenes stuff has made it feel like we're on the journey with them, and I completely agree with that. Continuing along here though, I'm in Arizona and an ASU fan, all the AZ teams pro in college, and I'm more excited about the Colorado games than even the NFL. That's saying a lot. Thank you for this comment, Mike, and I couldn't agree anymore. And heck, man, y'all know this. I've been using a ton of video clips from Well Off Media and the pregame show for a couple months now. They're great at what they do. They provide us with great content that we can also use, and that's the great part about it. I can also show some of their content on my channel because it's not ESPN, it's not completely copyrighted. So that's awesome, and that's a blessing. And I'll leave a link to Well Off Media down below in the description. But if you're watching my channel, I already assume you're probably subscribed to Well Off Media. But just in case if you're not and you want to see more Colorado content, hit the link in the description. And one more comment here we got. Credit to Rick George for having the nerve, foresight, guts, and confidence to hire Coach Prime in the first place, when every other program failed to see and believe in what he was capable of doing. The funny thing about this is I remember when people in the SEC were saying I was crazy for stating that Auburn should have went after Coach Prime. Everybody's saying, oh, it's too risky, hasn't proved himself. I was like, look, I don't care. He's the best hire anybody can make. And I said this a year or two ago. I'm going to say it again. I want Coach Prime to come to Alabama when Nick Saban retires. Will that happen? Don't know, but I hope it does. And here's the thing about this. Alabama definitely has the funds to give that man whatever he wants. Hopefully one day we can make that happen, but it's not going to be anytime soon. I would love to read off some more comments, but here's what we really need to talk about. The nit and gritty, the meat and potatoes of this video. So over the weekend when I was watching Colorado completely annihilate Nebraska, I started thinking to myself, because I saw everybody on Twitter saying, oh yeah, well Nebraska, they're just trash, their quarterback sucks, and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. In which I agree with. I'll be the first person to tell you Nebraska sucks. I've been saying this for over 6 years now. Nebraska sucks, and they got Subway sandwich makers back there trying to play quarterback for them. But outside of that, I also saw this. Everybody saying, oh yeah, well Colorado, they should have beat Nebraska. Nebraska wasn't good. And then it also had me thinking, because when Colorado beat TCU, what did everybody say? Oh yeah, well TCU, they got completely murdered by Georgia in the championship, and they're rebuilding this year. TCU's not that good. When I heard all that and I saw everybody saying that on Twitter, I was like, maybe we need to flip the script here. Maybe instead of saying, oh yeah, well TCU and Nebraska suck, we should be saying, dang, this Colorado team, they're really, really good. I'm not saying you should be saying that, but I think it's interesting to look at it from that perspective, right? I'll compare this to Alabama. Whenever Alabama has lost a game over the past 15 years, what is the conversation? Oh, yeah, well, Alabama beat themselves. The other team wasn't better than Bama. Bama, they just made too many mistakes. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with Colorado. Instead of these Colorado's haters out here giving Colorado respect and credit when credit is due, they're just labeling this as, oh, yeah, the other teams suck. And that's one thing about me and this channel you never have to worry about. Yes, I'm harsh, I'm blunt, I'm critical, and I'm going to critique you as much as anybody else. However, and this is what separates me, I'm always, and I mean I always am going to give credit when it is due. I always do it, and I think that's what everybody should do. But the problem is, and especially in 2023, most people are just straight up haters out here. And here's my thing. If you picked TCU to beat Colorado and you didn't think Colorado was going to beat Nebraska, that's completely fine. That doesn't make you a terrible person. But here's where you start to lose credibility when you talk about sports all the time, is when you go before the season, oh yeah, Colorado's going to lose to TCU and Nebraska, and then Colorado goes in here and beats them, and you have nothing to say. You just can't give Colorado credit. You're like, oh yeah, well Nebraska and TCU, they're not very good. Oh, well Colorado, they got lucky. Once they play USC, they're really going to get hit with a dose of reality, and blah, 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 blah. You're stuttering over your own words. Like, dude, there's nothing wrong with coming out and saying, hey, I was wrong. This Colorado football team, they surprised me. They're really good. I genuinely believe even if you have a bad take and you come out and say, you know what, I was wrong about it, people will respect you more for doing that than if you were right to start with. And hey, maybe that's just me, but that's how I've been my entire life. I'll always give credit when it's due. I'll put it this way. You are one sad individual if you can't look at this Colorado team, if you talk about sports, and go, you know what, they shocked me in the first couple of weeks and they're better than what I thought. Because you want to know something, guys, and nobody wants to admit this, that is the real deal truth about this Colorado football team. They are not just 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, but they are 5 times better than what anyone and everyone thought. Or my bad, at least most people thought. Because I'm not going to lie, a lot of people, a part of our community, try to tell me, yo, Matt, we going 9-3, 8-4. And what did I say? Yeah, y'all are tripping. You're crazy. And looking at it now, I mean, they're already 2-0, so they got a good chance of going 8-4, 9-3. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but compared to what I thought about this Colorado team a month ago, they're definitely in better shape than what I thought. I don't like to overcomplicate things. I really don't. As much as I love to talk and ramble, I want to keep things short and simple. And the short answer to all this is, Colorado's a good football team. To me, I have levels to it. I have average, good, really good, great, and elite. Are they really good? I don't know. I don't know if I'd put them that high up yet, but I'm going to say right now, they're a good team. I personally believe that should be the conversation we're having. And how about we talk about this? That TCU team, they made the national championship last year. Sure, they lost a lot of guys, but that team still had guys that made the championship game. And then also, right, Nebraska and Colorado is a historic rival game. And if you know anything about rival games, you know this. You can throw the record, how good a team is, out the window. It's always going to be hyped up and super competitive. And Colorado just completely blew them out. Say what you want about Nebraska. As bad as they suck, as terrible as the quarterback played, they blew them out. Colorado took care of business. And guess what? There's a lot of teams out here in college football that can't take care of business. I think at this point in time, if you can't acknowledge Colorado is a good football team, you're just a straight up hater. There's many more things I could say, but I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts down below. But